I made it to the Rhode Island State Capitol. Here I am in Providence, Rhode Island, and I'm ready to bring you the outside of the Rhode Island State Capitol. What's interesting about the Rhode Island State Capitol so far is that I don't see not one monument around the state capitol grounds. The only statues that I see so far are the statues that are on these stairs. So I think the walk around the state capitol is going to be pretty quick, considering that there's nothing to record outside the state capitol. But once I'm done walking around the capitol grounds, I'm going to walk inside the capitol and I'm going to bring you whatever it is that we find inside the capitol. One thing of note before I start is that I thought when I first pulled up to the capitol that it, just like the Iowa State Capitol, had 5 domes, but it does not have domes. Those towers that we are looking at are actually an architectural structure known as a cupola. So I thought I would have to stand corrected, but I don't. The Rhode Island State Capitol has 1 dome and 4 cupolas that you will see once we walk around the state capitol. So without further ado, let's get to it.
The Rhode Island Statehouse is located in Providence, Rhode Island, a city that is home to around 190,000 people. Roger Williams is most known for founding the colony of Rhode Island and advocating for religious freedoms and the separation of church and state. Nathanael Greene is most famous for his pivotal role as a general in the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. This Garden of Heroes is dedicated to all the Rhode Island service members who lost their lives in support of the global war on terrorism. The Rhode Island Statehouse was constructed between 1895 and 1904. Built of white Georgia marble, its facade is dominated by the 4th largest self-supported marble dome in the world. On top of the dome stands a gold-covered bronze statue of a male figure known as the Independent Man. The current Rhode Island Statehouse is Rhode Island's 7th Statehouse and the 2nd in Providence, Rhode Island.
Boy, is it hot out here. But yeah, like I said, I've walked around the Capitol grounds and I walked around the block and I didn't see any other monuments. So I guess we're going inside the building now to get our footage there. So without further ado, let's get to it because it is burning up out here.
Charter Museum, you'll find the original 1663 Rhode Island Royal Charter on permanent display. Granted to Rhode Island by King Charles II of England, the charter guaranteed Rhode Island settlers freedom of religion and the right to elect their own leaders. The House Chamber is home to the 75 members of the House of Representatives. So as I'm walking around this state capitol, even though it's on the other side of the world, this capitol reminds me of the Washington State Capitol. So I'm going to be curious to see who designed this capitol and then compare it to the designer of the Washington State Capitol and to see if they actually are related. And just like in the Washington State Capitol, here's a bust of Dr. Martin Luther King. The State Reception Room is part of the Governor's Office and serves as the formal reception area for many official functions. So one thing that stands out in this Capitol is if you look behind me, it's pretty dark. So there's almost no natural light that illuminates the hallways of the Capitol. And if you look behind me, there's actually only 3 lights in this hallway here. And so the white should actually help the natural light bounce off the walls, but it doesn't. But regardless, let's walk down the Hall of Senators and see what we can see. The Senate chamber is home to 38 members of the Senate. On the archway above the rostrum are the seals of the original 13 states, with Rhode Island in the center. The Rhode Island State Library is part of the Secretary of State's office and is open to the public. Its collections date back to 1750 and focus on the legislative history of Rhode Island and the United States. On the 3rd floor, you can get a closer view of the Rotunda, as well as access to public galleries for the House and Senate chambers. High within the Rotunda is a mural with scenes from Rhode Island's history.
right, so I finished the Rhode Island State Capitol, and my final thoughts are, it's a bit dingy. I wish it was a little cleaner. It was also dark, as you saw, but I think it's going through a renovation. We saw some materials where there was some painting and scaffolding going up, so I think they're in the process of making it look better, but it is a working Capitol, and so that's the excuse that I give a lot of the Capitols when I go through and they're a bit dingy. As long as their legislative staff operate in office, then I give them my out. But anyway, it was still good to be able to check off this state capitol from my list of state capitals to visit. So this was number 35, I believe, and I'm excited to have it checked off my list. So if you still enjoyed looking at the Rhode Island State Capitol and you enjoyed this video, then again, just give this video a like. And if you want to see the rest of the state capitol visits, be sure to subscribe to the channel and see all the others that I've already documented. And stay tuned for the rest of the state capitals that I have to present to you. And until the next video, as always, be safe and go travel. You have everywhere to go see. Peace.